He played a cowboy, detective, and even a spy in the 1960s, later on playing villains, heroes, and even father figures. He would be working with many stars throughout his career in Hollywood, studying and working hard with perseverance to become a legend. This is Robert Vaughn, and this is his basic biography. Early life. Robert Francis Vaughn was born on the 22nd of November 1932 in New York City, USA. His father was a radio actor and his mother was a stage actress. Whilst growing up, he was able to live with his grandparents in Minnesota since his parents were divorced, where he would actually have his life began in the same state. He was able to attend high school in Minnesota and even gain an interest in acting and even in sports. But both acting and sports came into fruition during his education. After going on to university from high school, he was able to drop out of University of Minnesota due to not being able to complete the course and moving to California. Whilst moving to California, he was able to attend colleges and even universities in that state by moving in with his mother in the late 1950s or around the 1950s. Robert Vaughn was able to obtain a master's degree in theatre at the Los Angeles College in the same decade. But 20 years later, he would receive a PhD in communications within the University of LA. He was even able to publish his own book at the same time of completing his PhD. Once he finished education, Robert Vaughn managed to have his dreams come true by taking up an acting career and performing on stage before entering TV and film. Acting career. In the mid 1950s, Robert Vaughn started off in theatre and then worked on both TV and film. His first stage performance was called The Pilgrimage, and this play would help him break into Hollywood and even be remembered as someone who could play bit roles in the westerns genre and even in modern dramas. This led him to having a TV appearance as various characters such as Billy the Kid in Tales of Wells Fargo and able to go on to playing villains in TV series such as Zorro in 1957. Whilst on the silver screen, however, he was able to act with Yul Brynner and Charlton Heston in the 1956 classic The Ten Commandments and played as Robert Ford in the 1957 western Hell's Crossroad with Douglas Candy and Peggy Castle. The 1950s was the starting point for this iconic star, and the 1960s would make him into a breakout star and working on various projects based on westerns to conflicts in the Cold War during the 1960s USA. Robert Vaughn was typecasted as playing as a cowboy or a young American gentleman. He was able to an become an actor, a great actor actually, with many projects and productions that had him as the primary leading role. The 1960 film The Magnificent Seven was a good movie that he was able to show his acting prowess. You again was able to star with Yul Brynner and even starring with his first appearance with Steve McQueen in the same picture. And even Robert Vaughn was able to play the brothers in arms character in that film. Later on, he was able to take on various other roles in the Western genre and was recognized by many people based on his TV and film credits. He sometimes played in war films and even Cold War films, even taking on the other genres such as the thrillers and even espionage genre. From cowboy to spy, after playing characters from the Old West to real life people on television, he also played heroes or small smaller roles in the movies from 1950s to the 1960s. The 1960s would make Robert Vaughn into a breakout star and an icon when he played Napoleon Solo in the hit TV series The Man from Uncle. Napoleon Solo would be a character from the CIA in USA, and his partner would be a KGB agent called Ilya Kuryakin from the Soviet Russia. Robert Vaughn co-starred with a British actor called David McCallum. Both actors would become icons in the 1960s television series by making them the iconic duo on television at the same decade. Man from Uncle would make a spin-off called The Girl from Uncle, and even going on to making movies on television. From his performance, he was known around the world as Napoleon Solo, and work on various movie and television programs based on his performances from the TV series. The next role he would be remembered for playing is the character Walter Chambers, who was a US Senator in the movie Bullitt in 1968. He starred again with Steve McQueen in that same film, ending the 1960s with Robert Vaughn playing a German major in the movie The Bridge on Remagen in 1969. Due to his star status, Robert Vaughn made and even gained acting credits and started working on more films as such as The Towering Inferno in the 1970s. He also was remembered in the 1970s for playing various soldiers and even US senators, as well as playing science fictional characters in the same decade. He also made an appearance and a guest appearance in Peter Falk's Columbo, and even starred with Jack Lord in Hawaii Five-O. In the 1980s, he would work on more television programs and even be known around the world as playing a villain called Ross Webster, starring alongside with Christopher Reeves and Richard Pryor, as well as Pamela Stevenson in the movie Superman 3. He also was able to play another character which was based on his 1960s character from the Magnificent Seven within this movie called Battle from the Stars in 1980. Personal life and final years. Robert Vaughn was only married once to his wife, Linda Stabb, from 1974 until his death in 2006. They both had 2 children. During his time as an actor, he would only be able to win one award, and that was the Primetime Emmy Award in 1978. He was nominated for both BAFTAs and Academy Awards from his performances in film and in television. Later on in his acting career, and his career in general, he would be on television during the 1960s, making one-off appearances and guest roles. He would star alongside the hit 1980s television series with George Papard in the A-Team, and he would reprise his role as Napoleon Solo in The Return of the Man from Uncle, and also make a guest star appearance in both Kung Fu: The Legend Continues and Walker the Texas Ranger alongside Chuck Norris. He would even spend time appearing on roles in the United Kingdom, and even sometimes spending too much time on programs which were popular in the United Kingdom. These programs were The Hustle from 2004 to 2012. He was able to play a elderly conman called Albert Stroller. He also made an appearance in Little Britain in 2008 and made his final appearance on television in UK in the little TV series, or the big TV series that people watch on TV nowadays, called Coronation Street in 2012, where he was able to play Milton Fanshawe. His film appearance, or his final film appearance, was the Gold Star in 2016, but it was actually released in 2017. He even had time to be active in the American politics and making friends with Robert Kennedy, and would be able to help out the Democrats by appearing in their rallies to events based on his views on the Democratic Party before his death. Legacy of Napoleon Solo. Sadly, Robert Vaughn, the man who played a CIA agent in the Cold War era, Cowboys, and US senators on the silver screen to television, passed away on the 11th of November 2016 from cancer in Connecticut, USA. Robert Vaughn would be regarded as Napoleon Solo and a legendary actor playing various roles and even playing this CIA agent for many years and reprising his role again in later life. Many actors have been honored to work with the man himself, and even stayed friends with him in his later life. Actors such as David McCallum enjoyed working with Robert Vaughn in Man from Uncle. Due to his legacy playing Napoleon Solo as a big shoe to fill for new actors, luckily this was filled by Henry Cavill and was able to play the role again in the movie during the same time period. With his mannerisms and style taken on board from Robert Vaughn's version of the character in the same movie. In his later years, Robert Vaughn still managed to work on screen and was able to maintain a bond with fans and friends based on his appearances off screen and able to meet them in person. Sometimes he would be able to work around the world based on his style of acting and being a legendary actor on the television rather than on the big screen, which made most actors know where he came from and throughout know who he was throughout his careers. I'm Suki Cookie and thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't done so and have more content coming soon. Thank you.